Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa, and what we're going to do in this video is take a look at the original Overwatch hero pitch. Now, this was the original roster they put together to pitch the game to Activision and the higher-ups at Blizzard to say, hey, we can make this Overwatch game, and it's this hero shooter, and this is kind of the heroes we've got. Now, there is a hero that's not included on this, but it was an amazing, amazing panel. This was like the Overwatch Archives panel they did at BlizzCon. It was fantastic. There was a hero that was a Russian lady on a bear. The Russian lady had AK-47s, and the ultimate for the Russian lady is the bear that she was riding also pulled out AK-47s. I would like to see some concept art of that if it exists, ladies and gentlemen. It looks totally ridiculous. Anyway, what we're going to do is take a look at these heroes because it's super interesting. Because you can see some of them actually turned into, like, well, heroes in the game right now. So let's take a look at them. We've got Mastermind there. Well, we've actually got something above that, but we don't know what that is. It's kind of annoying that they cut this image off because I kind of would have liked to see what the other heroes were like because, I don't know, maybe they've turned some of them into actual heroes. We don't know. Mastermind, I think that's like something scattergun, something sphere, and then I don't know. Like, I don't actually know what that is. It kind of looks like a robotic orc in a way. And then we've got Watcher. Now, Watcher looks pretty interesting. Staff gun, transfusion, and teleport. Do you think that could be Mercy? Maybe, possibly, or some element of Mercy there. Staff gun. You know, maybe that could be Mercy's weapon. Teleport. Well, she doesn't have that. Transfusion. That sounds like a health sort of. Well, it sort of gives health from her to you. I don't know. It's really funky. Then we've got steel pipe, trucked beam smash. I don't know what that is. That's obviously for a hero design we can't see. Then we've got like a punk-looking dude, but we'll see the lower half of his thingy a little bit later. And then we've got Rashi. She's got a damage beam, strike, and mass heal. So, I could have been interested to see. We've got Yetzi, which looks like a kobold from World of Warcraft. Got claws, ice storm, freeze snap. I mean, claws is an ability. Maybe this is a melee hero. It's got claws, runs around and claws you in the face. Ice storm. Yetzi. It sounds like Yeti, doesn't it? So maybe that's what they were going for there. And then we've got a pulse rifle. Who's got a pulse rifle, ladies and gentlemen? Soldier 76 has got a pulse rifle. Cobra and Silence. I have no idea what they could be. Literally could be anything. But again, we don't get to see the art for that because it was off the screen, annoyingly. Bottom left, we can see a very familiar face. So Reaper is one of the original heroes. You'll also see, I think, Mercy, Farrah, and Winston are also on this, but there's some slight changes to them. Rumble, Siege Mode, Stationary Shield, Energy Bot. Now, Stationary Shield. Who's got a stationary shield? Orisa has, hasn't she? What does this kind of look like? It doesn't look like Orisa, but it kind of does, right? It's a beefy kind of bot thing. I think that looks better than Orisa, if you ask me. I think Orisa is a really strange hero, but whatever. Siege Mode. I mean, StarCraft 2's got Siege Mode on Siege Tank, so maybe that's kind of what they were going for there. It's sort of set up and then, like, fires at range like artillery. That'd be a bit crazy. Anyway, Helio. Electro Maces, Healing Light, and Protection. He looks like he's got wings. Helio kind of, like, I guess implies helicopter. Maybe he was a helicopter man. Flies around, I don't know. Electro Maces, again, melee hero. It seems interesting that they had, like, this number of, like, melee abilities, or at least they sound like abilities, like, Claw and Electro Maces. Pretty funky. Protection, no idea what that could be. And obviously we've got, like, a Athena-style bot below there. You can kind of see the A on its head, but we'll get to that one in a second. So what we've got here is, this one actually made me laugh. Hanzo. Now, I think they might have actually told us about this before, but Hanzo looks a bit different, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? So he had a bow, he had parkour, and he had assassinate. Now, I believe this version of Hanzo, Genji, whatever you want to call it, it was kind of like the spy from Team Fortress 2, where it could just kill people instantly when it got close to them. Which was a bit ridiculous. Also, I remember with the development of Genji, he used to run around with his sword out all the time, and they were like, this is not great, so that could be his ultimate ability. But that's interesting, right? Because that art there for Genji, which is extremely accurate to what Genji turned out to be, was actually called Hanzo. So Hanzo is Genji. Above that, we've got Twin Jags, Bro Down, and Mutilator. I have no idea what that is. That is like, that's gone like way over my head. I've got completely no idea what that is. So, Troy. Now, this kind of looks like Soldier 76 a little bit, doesn't it, I suppose? But he's got Flail, Charge, and Shield. Now, Charge and Shield is Reinhardt, isn't it? So maybe this hero had some sort of charge ability, like Reinhardt, so he could charge forward, and he had a deployable sort of shield attached to him. I mean, it could easily just be a shield that protected him. We just don't know, right? But it's so cool to see this. Then we've got something with slug shotgun, snare, and disguise. So that sounds like he's got the Junkrat trap. Reaper shotgun, and it could disguise itself as like the enemy team, I suppose. So again, like Team Fortress 2 spy sort of inspiration. Then we've got like a crazy looking purple, I think that's a lady, I'm not sure, with like a crazy dome over its head, but we'll see the information on that a little bit as we go through the video. Then we've got Winston. Winston, look at that. He's the original Winston, pretty much like Reaper, and I guess you could say the Genji art there. However, his abilities are different. Look, he's got flak shotgun instead of the Tesla cannon. He's got leap and he's got pound. Well, he's still got leap. Pound, I guess he's probably smashed the floor with his... I can imagine him hitting the floor with both of his fists. Obviously, that went away because leap and pound, I guess, were put together because he does damage when he lands. I don't know, but I think that's very interesting. And the fact he had a flak shotgun, so he kind of still retains like his, I guess, like low damage, short range AoE weaponry, because I guess that's what a flak shotgun would be. Anyway, let's move on. So what we've got here is Phoenix, I think. It looks like Flamethrower. I don't know what the other abilities are, though. Maybe Explode is the last one. That sounds a bit ridiculous. But maybe, I don't know, he's like a kamikaze guy. But that's a fire hero. We don't have a fire hero in the game. But as you can see on this page here, we do have a hero called Frost. Anyway, Freak. Cannon, Stomp, Attract. I have no idea what that could be. I mean, what we could be looking at there is a hero which could sort of charm the enemy player, so like force them to come towards him. You know, like Ari in League of Legends, or there's like loads of characters in MMOs that can like influence enemies that then come towards them. Because remember, a lot of the devs who worked on this were World of Warcraft MMOs, so you know that type of stuff probably would creep in. Then we've got like a crazy lady in red, I think, below, but we'll get onto that in a second. Then we've got Frost. Now this is, I guess, May, because this has got Ice Wall, Ice Patch. Now I think that is probably like May's Blizzard Ultimate, but it put a patch of ice on the ground, which maybe just caused the enemy to slow down or slide or whatever. I doubt that was as powerful as Blizzard, because it doesn't sound as powerful. It's kind of funny looking at this though, because you would think, because the company's called Blizzard, anything that is Frost related, they would have just called it Blizzard. I can only assume it's because they were trying to avoid using stuff from other games, because obviously Blizzard's in World of Warcraft. But yeah, Ice Axe, so again a melee weapon. I guess it's probably designed more on like an Arctic Explorer or like a Mountaineer. Mountaineer? Is that a word? Mountaineer, that's the word. Mountaineer. So that could have been really funky. All right, let's keep going. So we can see a bit of Reaper there. Dual shotguns, Shadow Walk, Death Blossom. Extremely accurate, right? Completely accurate. So Reaper was like beautiful. Then we've got Widowmaker, only this time she's called Longshot. Sniper rifle, grappling hook, and visor. Now that looks mental. Look at that for a hero. It's like a... I think it might possibly have like a Talon style logo on its shoulder there, but I mean that looks intimidating as hell. But that obviously turned into Widowmaker, and again that is pretty much the Widowmaker kit, right? Sniper rifle, grappling hook, and visor. So obviously the thing at the bottom is the ultimate ability, or at least I would imagine that's what they were going for. So Ironclad, he looks familiar, doesn't he? So yeah, that's old Torbjorn. So he's got Grav Hammer, Slam, and Bowling Ball. I don't know. Oh, what the hell? Like, so he had, like, obviously his hammer turned into his turret sort of hammer thing, which I guess is just his hammer. Slam. I mean, like, what? He ran up to you and slammed you. Maybe you could charge you or something. That would be ridiculous. Bowling ball. Maybe he got into a little ball and rolled at you. I don't know. I would have loved to have seen that. Sounds completely ridiculous. Then we've got a fancy lady below. Again, we'll see her abilities as we go on through the video. Iris, you can see up the top there. Now, this is the bot that looked like Athena, or at least what we think is Athena when you see like early Overwatch concept art, because it has the A logo on its head. Particle Beam, Speed Boost, and Shield. Now, you'll notice a lot of these heroes have got Shield listed as like their third ability, so I don't know like what that would be, but Particle Beam kind of makes sense, I guess, because it's a robot or an Omnic. Speed Boost, I guess he just moves faster, right? Maybe it could make the whole team move faster. Maybe that's what Lucio took his abilities from. We just don't know. Then we've got this thing called Brit. Now, there's an interesting thing with Brit, isn't there? Because I'm like, oh, Brit, this must be Tracer, right? Early Tracer. But it's actually not, because Tracer is on this early art design thing as well. Like, the early hero design. So, what we've got here is Pistol, Support Mech, Attack Mech. Look at that. I think this became Diva, and they got rid of the Support Mech and just gave it an Attack Mech. Maybe this hero could actually call down different types of mechs. It could call down a like a support mech, which I guess could heal or defend the team, like a big tank mech. Or it could just spawn a mech with loads of weapons on it. That sounds crazy. And it's got a pistol, obviously. So when it's outside the mech, I guess it would use the pistol, much like Diva. Well, Diva does, yeah, which is great. Now, Symmetra, she probably looks a bit familiar, doesn't she? So she's got an arc welder. She deploys 3 sentries and orb buffs. I guess the arc welder and orb buffs became the same thing, you know, so her primary weapon is secondary fire. Orb buffs, maybe she could actually heal with orbs before, and maybe that's what's made its way onto Moira, because that's what Moira does with throwing orbs around. So you can see, like, they've obviously got a lot of ideas here that they can pull from and maybe mash them together to make other heroes, and they already have going through this list, which is so cool. Hive Mind, you can see that's the crazy woman with like the big dome on her head. Lightning Gun, which is what I guess Winston probably took. Disable and EMP Pulse. Now, who has an EMP Pulse, ladies and gentlemen? And who's kind of got like a disable as well, which you could say is a hack. I think this is Sombra, before she was Sombra, and the Lightning Gun was replaced by an SMG. Funky stuff, isn't it? Firestarter. So we've got another like fire-related hero here. Oh, we've also got like a very dashing looking sort of barbarian guy, which maybe that turned into Reinhardt, but we'll see when we get on. Firestarter, Slag Gun. I can't actually read that. I think it says Moltos or... Oh no, Molotovs. It's Molotovs, right? So he's throwing Molotov cocktails, which are like fire bombs. And Eruption. Eruption kind of sounds like Blizzard, doesn't it? Like it's going to take over an area and cause like a massive eruption to come through the ground, like lava spews everywhere. I don't know. It sounds really cool. It's amazing. It was so cool. Like, this panel is so cool. All right. So what else have we got here? Yeah, we've got Luke now, or Luke. This looks like the monk from Diablo 3, doesn't it? And it makes me wonder, like, did Diablo 3 take the idea from this, or did they take the idea from them? It's really weird, right? So this had a chainsaw. This sounds like, what the hell? That is a bloody Warhammer 40k weapon. It spawns minions, and it's got Flame Strike. Now, I honestly think at some point we're going to get a minion spawning hero. Because I think, yeah, that's really cool. All right, so bottom right, we've got like a crazy like robot thing, but I don't think we actually get to see what that does. Anyway, this is one of the most amazing slides you can see. So we've got Endel, although that's not called Endel. I don't know what that would be called. Maybe you guys just speculate in the comments below, because obviously this is cut off. Something tech, something, and it looks like Electrocute possibly. So this is like an electric hero. Kind of looks like Junkrat a little bit, I guess. But we've got Huntress, you can see above there. She was crossbow, multi-shot, and imbue shot. Huntress became, not Genji, Hanzo, pretty much. There were a couple of heroes from Titan, which became, I think, designs here, which then further got like refined down and became Overwatch heroes. Mama Hong. Now, actually, before we get to Mama Hong, look, he's in the bottom left. That's Roadhog, right? The legend himself. But Mama Hong, right? Manslaughter is one of her abilities. Now, I think, what? Manslaughter? I'd like to see it. Now, I think Mama Hong is actually from Kung Fu Hustle. If you Google that, guys, you should be able to find a clip where they try and kill a woman who looks like this with throwing knives, which is, yeah. But that needs to be a hero, and it needs to be like some ridiculous tank hero. It just looks amazing. It's like, what is that? It looks crazy. Anyway, Angelica. That's Mercy, right? So it's got Heal Beam, Teleport, and Resurrect. Now, it's still got a heal beam, right? But it's not called Angelica, it's called Mercy. It looks still like Mercy, so you can kind of tell like that. You can almost see, right, the designs that sort of stood out are the designs they kept with, whereas the ones that looked a little bit sort of generic, in a way, I'm not saying they're bad designs, but they look like, you know, standard robot lady or something like that. Didn't quite make it into the original cast. Obviously, she's got Resurrect as her ultimate. Teleport, maybe that turned into Guardian Angel. Now, we've got like a guy in the bottom there, like a white robot dude. I don't know what that's about. So, and then we keep moving on. So we've got Longshot, which we saw. We've got Bruiser. What makes me laugh about Bruiser, he's actually got unit lost on his shoulder. Look, UL. So he's got a wrist chain gun. Now, who has a sort of arm-mounted chain gun? Orisa does, doesn't she? And could this, again, have been like a precursor to Orisa? Something that they sort of put together and then came back and thought, hey, you know, we could turn this into another tank hero. Could be. And then we see Psyblade. Now, this is the one with the crazy sort of head get-up that we've seen. Oh, no, I don't think we've seen this one actually from above. No. Oh, no, we might have done actually. But anyway, Psyblade. Super Punch, Shockwave, Backbreaker. Who has abilities? Who has a Super Punch, ladies and gentlemen? And who creates a Shockwave? Well, I think Mr. Doomfist does, doesn't he? So maybe this was a hero that they were going to bring out like Doomfist, but because the Doomfist was part of the cinematic, they sort of started to convert this into Doomfist and sort of went down that route. I mean, it's so cool to speculate. Also, as well, these heroes, like, I don't know if they made these heroes. This was just sort of like a concept pitch deck. So they were like, hey, look, we can make these awesome heroes, and this can be a hero-based shooter game. How many of these they actually made, we're not sure, beyond like the obvious ones, like the ones that we know are in the game. All right, so Mercy. Look at Mercy. That's Farah. So Mercy was actually Farah. Now, we did know about this before. They did say that Mercy was Farah at one point, so that's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, so she became Farah, which is awesome. We've got like a little kind of like monster guy. I don't know what the hell that's about at the bottom though, so go crazy with speculation. All right, then we've got McLeod. He's got a Claymore, Only One, and Stampede. Now, Stampede could be the charge that Reinhardt ended up having, because he kind of does look a little bit like Reinhardt. Again, you can see like mashing a couple of these ideas together. You could get the big German guy who charges with a shield, yeah, that's deployable, and uses a melee hammer instead of a claymore, because it makes a bit more sense, right? So yeah, you can sort of see where you would take these ideas and form heroes from, which to me is really, really cool. Obviously, we see Firestarter there. Then we see Recluse. I think that says Mouthbeam. Now, I think Recluse was the massive hero. Like, it was really, really big. And it's in some of the concept art. It kind of looks like something from StarCraft 2, like a Zerg sort of thing. And apparently it fired a laser beam out of its mouth, because, you know, why wouldn't you do that? And then we get to the sort of final page here, the final bits that we can see. We've got Praetor. He's got twin cannons, tri-grenade, and Hunter Visor. Hunter Visor sounds like tactical visor, doesn't it? Like it's going to lock onto everybody and kill them. And then in the bottom right of the screen, we've got the one and only Tracer, but we don't get to see her name, and we don't get to see what her abilities were. But I think she was always called Tracer. So there you go, guys. That is the original, or most of the original pitch heroes for Overwatch. Will we see any of these heroes come to the game? I don't know. But it's so cool to look at these. Like, some of them really stand out like mad. I mean, like, obviously Mama Hong stands out like crazy down the bottom left. I think Psyblade looks a bit ridiculous as well. I think Rumble looks crazy. You know, like, those heroes look crazy. Like, other heroes like Phoenix and Frost, they kind of look a bit generic. And obviously Frost turned into May. So maybe Mama Hong is May meets Frost, is Frost meets Mama Hong is May? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Stylosa and this is Unit Lost. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It was really cool watching this panel and just really cool seeing all this stuff. Alright, guys. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming. You can join the Discord, which is discord.gg/UnitLost. And I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.